Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How are you? Welcome. My name is Michael Nardi. I'm from Bryn Mawr Quilts, and welcome to my new series called In the Studio, Conversations That Inspire. This is my first episode, and I am so privileged and so amazed that I get to be with one of my best friends so much. This is Marie from the Starling Quilt Company, and this is going to be super organic. I can't wait for everybody to just be here and be part of our day today. And we're going to go through her journey, and we're just going to talk quilting, and we'll see how things go. So welcome, Marie.
Thank you, Michael.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. This is so exciting. And
It
to be
really
your
is.
first guest, I'm honored.
Definitely. I'm really excited. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how you got into art, and how it translates.
So my name is Marie. I'm from Chicago originally, from a small little community that we call Bridgeport. And I've always been very artistic, even as a child. Always loving little projects, going above and beyond. I love to paint. I love to draw. I love to write little stories.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes. And I just became interested in sewing within the last 2 years. And I have you to blame for all of that.
Well, that's great.
And my new addiction to sewing and fabric buying. And fabric
yes.
designing.
Yes, it is. Definitely, we switched you to the dark side here.
Yes, I definitely joined.
So through your discovery in quilting, what parts of quilting do you actually really enjoy?
Oh, so I love designing.
Okay.
I love designing the quilts. Before, so now I use a computer program called EQ that you've introduced me to.
Yes.
But I was so crazy about trying to do it and design it. I would sit with my pencil and my eraser and some graph paper and my ruler, I would be drawing. And you would come in, and see me, and you would be like, "What are you doing in that little notebook?"
Oh, I know. It was crazy.
But then when he saw my little notebook, he's like, "Okay, I understand."
As a matter of fact, speaking of, this was one of the first ones you designed.
It was a challenge quilt that you gave me.
Yes.
And,
that was a fun challenge.
And I think I designed this on graph paper, and it came out great.
I know. It's so good. And you know what I appreciate most about you is that when you started this journey, you were a little hesitant, and that was okay because it was out of your comfort zone. And I understand that part of it, because when I was introduced to quilting, it was also one of those things that I had never been exposed to in my life.
Well, I have to tell you, as a child, my mother always, she made us things on the sewing, for her and I, we would have matching outfits. I would have little dolls, all my Halloween costumes. And, I was never interested. And as I was growing up, I start to get older, and I'm like, oh, I have to have my pants, but the sewing machine scares me. So I would use duct tape and staples. So I think I've come a long way from that. But the funny thing is when I started this with you, and making this quilt, I was using my mother's old machine from the 1960s. You
were. I remember your first class.
And I struggled with it.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
And it was so heavy. It had to be about 150 pounds with a big case. And I was toting it along. And then last Christmas, my husband bought me a brand new sewing machine for Christmas. And now I'm unstoppable, and I won't leave it alone.
She is very fast, folks.
And I feel like he might regret the gift, because now he never sees me.
That's so funny.
I love it, and I love it even more, and it's made my life easier, and it's easier to create when you're comfortable with the tools that you're using.
100%. I could totally agree with that.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm completely digital as well, so I understand the need for that. And you know what? And let's be honest, for those of you who are out there like me and Marie that are digital, we are very, we're coming along with the curve as well. We had our start originally like AOL, and we were at the forefront of technology, and now everything's just crazy.
And I struggle with my phone some days. It's in my email.
I bet you all can hear the beautiful little bird in the background. So we're going to actually, that's a perfect segue because he's singing away. So do you want to kind of tell us about how you came up with your name?
Absolutely want to tell you about all of that. Absolutely.
Okay.
So one day I was gardening, and I just happened to look down And I looked down to my right, and there was this little thing on the ground. And I swear to you, it looked like a chicken wing, a raw chicken wing. And I noticed it was a little bird, and it had no feathers, and it had no eyes. And I just scooped him up and brought him in the house, and my husband came in, and he was still breathing, but we had no idea what to do. So we swaddled him up, and we put him in a little box, and we started feeding him dog food because that's all we had. So we the next morning when we woke up, he was still with us, and I said, well, that's it. I scooped him up again. I took him to work with me for the next 2 months, and now we have Barty, and he's my darling Starling. He lives along with us. He talks. And he has made life so joyous, and he has turned everything around for me. So he is sitting over here chirping next to me happily. So
he's a little camera shy. We were going to put him on the camera. Maybe after the interview and everything, we'll let you see Bart. He's great.
Yes, he's very social, and he loves attention. So he will definitely take over in the interview. But I'm excited for you guys all to meet him. So that's what gave us the darling Starling.
One of my favorite stories about Bart was waiting for his feathers to come in because you didn't know what breed he was.
We didn't know what he was. He could have been a crow. He could have been anything.
Yeah.
And when we looked at all the birds that were around, nothing looks like him. And he came out of nowhere.
Well, I think it's very serendipitous because it lent itself so nicely to your new company.
Yeah.
We should definitely talk about that a little bit. He was your inspiration for naming your company.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he is something that you carry through a lot in your design work.
Yes.
And can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So anytime I get the chance to do anything with a bird on it, I do. You know, a lot of my inspiration comes from little animals that I meet around the places that I live. And Barty, he's inspired a story. I've written a story about Barty. It's called The Little Bird, Barty's Story, and how he came to be and how he came to live with me. But it's also because he's very different, and we didn't know what he was. And sometimes in a family, you know, there's a person in a family that might join in, whether, say, you're adopted, any reason. And just because you're different doesn't mean that you don't belong. My dogs love him. My neighbors love him. Everybody loves to see him on Facebook. And it's such a nice thing to see. So yeah, he inspires a lot. I'm looking at him now because, you know, we can't, and I have to tell you, Michael is his godfather.
I am.
And official babysitter.
I am. So when they go for a long trip, he does come over and he stays at my house, and me and him have an understanding. He could do what he wants when he comes over. He has one rule. He's not allowed to land on my head because his feet feel weird.
Yeah, he's not allowed to land on mine either because he likes to peck at my hair.
Yeah. So, but other than it, like he is such a bright light for everyone, especially for you. You know, I feel like he grounds you a little bit.
He changed my life too because
he did.
You know, not having any children and having something to take care of, and he talks now. He says quite a few things, and I do catch out of the corner, "Hey mom," and it just melts my heart.
I love that.
I do too. That. So yeah.
So I guess one of the questions that has always interested me about you is how do you translate from your designs in your head to paper to computer to making the beautiful quilts that you design? Because I'm here to tell you, I see her work all the time because she's an organic designer. That I can say. It's just an observation on my part. And her stuff is so beautiful. And I'd like to know a little bit about how you go step by step and how you come up with the things that you do as far as your designs are concerned for quilts.
Madness. Pure madness.
Good word for it.
Absolute and utter chaos. Yeah, I do a lot. I sketch. I'll be sitting somewhere and I'll sketch on paper. So then I'll go on my design program and I will look and I will see how can I put this, how can I make it buildable? There's so many times that I will design something and I will look at it and say, this is beautiful, but how do we put this together? So it's chaos, it's madness, a lot of quiet reflection, trying to figure it out. Yeah, I mean, I see things and I get a lot of inspiration from music.
Yeah. Okay.
Music. I have something coming out soon that kind of have to keep it under wraps a little bit.
Yes.
We can talk about that at a later time. Purely inspired by music.
That's awesome.
Yes. So, I mean, it's hard for me to explain how I get it through, but I do. I have a lot of projects in the wings that I'm trying to translate to make buildable.
Yeah, and I think that's wonderful.
And I will tell you, I think that's why I've gravitated towards paper piecing a lot.
Oh, see, she's a paper piecer.
Gives me a lot more freedom.
Yeah.
And there's I've got a few paper piecing projects that I can't wait to show all of you. But it allows me to be a little bit more, what would you say, intricate and technical?
Yeah, I would say so. For those of you out there who are paper piecers, it's not something that I do or enjoy or love. And it's only because I just don't understand it. And I feel like the times that I have tried, it just didn't translate for me. So for you to be able to pick that up as quickly as you have, and she has, I'm
going to tell you why. Because I feel that that's madness. It's upside down. It's backwards. Yes. And it's everything,
And as a lefty, my brain is just like...
It's a whole mindset to be in, flipping it back and forth.
Definitely.
But I also am very patient with little things,
Yes. Where I don't have the patience. I'm a utilitarian sewer, and I feel like I need speed, where you like to take your time and you're very methodical in your actual construction.
Right. So you just purchased a new sewing machine for yourself that goes...
my husband bought it for me for Christmas, but yes.
It goes 1,000 miles an hour.
Yes.
I'm trying to slow mine down.
I totally get that. No, and I get it. And you know what? Like I always say, sometimes you're a turtle.
Yes.
Sometimes you're a hare. And there's room for everybody in the quilting world.
I am definitely the turtle.
I totally get that.
I'm the turtle. I'm always holding up the end.
All right. So what I would like to know is, when you're designing, is there a color palette that you tend to gravitate towards? Yes,
and I'm always trying to break out of it.
What would you say is your favorite color scheme?
I love pink. I love this wine red. Okay.
And by the way, this is one of her newest quilts that she designed, and the pattern should be available soon.
It should be available soon, yes. I'm still writing it out. It's a little bit...
Tell us a little bit about it so they can see it.
I've never written a pattern before, so I struggle with the right. That's probably one of the things that I struggle with. I've got all these things that I've designed, and you tell me all the time, how are you going to write that pattern?
Because I can't help her, because I only do what I do, and everybody knows pattern writing is like a snowflake. No two are alike. No. So you need to find your style, and I think that's where you're part of your journey.
And this has actually turned into my first version of this quilt. I have a little bit of a different version that I like better, that I tweaked, but this is the first version of it. So the one that I am writing now is the newer version. Still basically the same, but there's a couple of little things that I like better.
It is so beautiful in person. I mean, look at how intricate it is. And these are small pieces, which it's funny.
They're not that small.
I mean, this is a half square triangle that's 1.5 inch finished.
I love to do them.
Yes.
And sometimes when you're cutting the edges off, you get these tiny, 1/8 of an inch half square triangles. And I'm like, oh, too bad I couldn't sew those together.
Oh, if anybody could figure it out, it would definitely be you. Do you want to talk a little bit about you had a special appearance on this. This was somebody very special quilted this for you.
Oh, yes. This was quilted in Natalie
Doan's
basement from Missouri Star. Michael, what did you go out there for?
I was there. We did this during Birthday Bash. So I actually went out to Birthday Bash a little bit early because we were doing filming. I was filming Modern Bumpkin.
And just so you know, I sent it with him. I said, do me a favor, drop it off at Missouri Star's long arm service, and then they can mail it back to me. Well, the next minute I knew Michael and Natalie were in her basement on her long arming this. And I'm like, oh boy.
So, and she just did a beautiful job.
It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. And just so you know, this is no one designer of fabric. This is, what would you call this? Like a prototype?
Yes, so definitely. And it's just a mix of fabrics.
It's a bunch of scraps that I had laying around. And I'll be honest with you, this is Mac Hour, which is one of my absolute favorite.
Beautiful. Yeah, they're with Andover
designers. Yeah. But I love this, and it's these shells, and it almost looks Art Deco to me. I believe this is Walmart, if I'm not mistaken. this is probably a Hobby Lobby. I don't, and the rest of it, I scraped up from my basement just because I wanted to see how it would come together, so I didn't stop.
And it's good that you're efficient.
I was only going to make 1 or 2 things. I said, "Oh, I'll keep going," and I did
for sure.
And thank God I had enough scraps.
And you know, what I could say about you is, and I know you could agree, you're a very efficient sewer and cutter. You like to be very frugal with your fabric, and you don't like a lot of waste.
No, I don't. And that's where paper piecing kind of flummoxes me a little bit, because when I'm wasting, because there's
obviously
quite a considerable amount
for sure.
of waste. And after I cut it off, I look and I'm like, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. I feel so bad to waste such beautiful things.
I totally understand that. I used to be like that in the beginning, but then I kind of got away. You always tell me I'm very wasteful now.
You are.
And I just, if I don't need it, throw it away.
So you guys all know that Michael has his own fabric line out now, right? And it's absolutely gorgeous. Yes. So he used what would you call that, the fabric that came in,
the blender,
the sample fabric, what's it called?
Yeah, it's the strike offs. It's the sample fabric.
So it's the first
for ahead of time.
Fabric.
It's the first run before they screen print it.
So you already made your quilt tops for that. So I had designed 2 quilt tops also with his fabric, and you can show him that.
Yeah,
this is one of the blocks. And this is called Starlight Falls. And this is
beautiful,
one of the blocks
folks.
from Starlight Falls. It's gorgeous.
Absolutely beautiful.
But when he gave me the box of all the fabric, there was and again, I love them.
And I sip.
You should, because there had to be 300 half square triangles in there, or just plain triangles.
I didn't throw them out though.
No,
I didn't.
But now they're on my sew. You could even get them, but they're all together, and we're making a project with those now because we're not wasting beautiful fabric. I'm very frugal.
Yeah.
And you should be, because
I get
so
that.
pretty.
I understand that. For me,
if
though,
I have to make you a pillow,
she's really, really good at that. For me, I just feel like I've been doing this now for a long time. And there's 2 types of quilters, and I think you would agree. There's the fabric hoarders.
Yeah.
Which that's how I started off. And then there's the fabric, I don't even know what the right word would be to describe that person, who only does enough fabric for that project and moves on. There's very little waste.
Right.
They don't have a stash, and I've evolved. And I feel like everybody does in this industry. And I'm just trying to get rid of my stash because I need to stay current.
Right. Well, do you remember when I first started, you gave me all these boxes of your old fabric because I wanted to practice.
I did.
And I don't remember what it was that I made. And you saw it, you're like, God, this is gorgeous. Where did you get this fabric? I said, you. You
did say that. And I laugh about it now because I have it all.
That little bird quilt.
I think it was. It really was the little bird quilt. Because what's funny about it is that for those of you who work with pre-cuts, you don't always use every print. Right. So I separate mine by jelly roll strips, orphan 10 inches, or a 10-inch layer cakes.
And it
layer,
was,
everything.
It was the Barbara Jean quilt.
It really was.
All the strips.
So I just gave her all of that orphan stuff, and you know what? She's created so many beautiful quilts with that. And after this live, I will take some pictures and then I will just post it attached to the video so you can see it.
They're patterns that I've gotten from other people, and I will tell you, I love other people's patterns.
Besides me, your best friend,
yes.
Who is one of your favorite writers, like your favorite pattern designers?
I just made a Christmas quilt using a Wendy Shepherd pattern.
She's
I absolutely
great.
Love, with Deb Strains.
Okay.
Remember,
yeah.
Do you remember when she came to our guild?
Yeah.
And I
her
got
Christmas
all
line,
her
right?
Christmas line. So that came out so pretty. Yeah. So
and Wendy she's a fabulous designer. If you ever get into it, she actually designed a quilt for me for my line that's coming out, and I posted
beautiful.
It. Yeah, and it's little flowers and it's posy. She did amazing.
And I have to tell you, I am at a loss. I don't remember all of the names of the patterns that I've used to create. But I do. And there's something nice about opening up the little pattern book.
Yeah.
And have all the measurements out for you.
So you prefer paper to PDF then?
Sometimes, because I like to look at it. I like to make my marks on it.
Okay.
And there's something just so... Sometimes you know, and this is new to me, but sometimes I'll sit down and designing and figuring out all my own measurements. It takes a lot to truly relax. I open up somebody else's pattern and I just go to town for the day.
I
love
could
it.
totally
I love
jive
it.
with that. I
You
could
know,
totally jive
and
with
you know
that.
what? Everybody, I mean, and I'm in awe. I'm inspired by other people's work. So to me, it's a privilege to be able to have somebody else's pattern and try to bring it to life.
Totally. I can totally understand that part. Sometimes you just need a project that you're not designing to just, you know.
It happened backwards one time because I had, and you, again, had given me a whole bunch of, what do they, the 5-inch squares, the charm packs.
The charm packs, yeah.
And it was the Flower Box collection by Renee.
Okay, Renee Nanaman.
Uh-huh.
If you're on, we love
Renee.
you. You know how much I love you, and you know how much Marie loves you.
Let me tell you something. She is
beautiful.
She is, not only is she a beautiful designer, she's absolutely gorgeous. She is a beautiful woman.
She is, inside and out.
And the first time I met her was on a video chat with Michael, and I was in awe. I was like starstruck. I mean, gorgeous, smile, everything. But I fell in love. I used Jenny's Mrs. Jones pattern from Missouri Star.
Yes.
The 9-patch madness.
And
I used
perfectly
the flower,
fitting.
Yes, because I'm mad. And I used the flower box. And let me just tell you, I absolutely love that. And every color in it. It was gorgeous.
And it came out beautiful. And
it did. And it was one of my first one. I lost all my points, but it's on my bed right now and I love it.
And the fabric is still available. Like I still see it in stores because it was very popular.
And that
beautiful
blue is my favorite blue.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, Renee, you did a good job with that line. It was awesome.
For sure.
So, if you were to pick something that is in the quilt world, whether it be old or actually, no, how about this? We'll reframe it. Tell me 2 things, something an old technique or something new to the quilt world that inspires you. Something that you like. Like, is there a certain type of block that you love that is like your go-to for design or a technique?
So I have, and it's simple. I love stars now.
Okay. I could see that.
I love the friendship star.
Yes.
That star means everything to me. But I've also fallen in love with the sawtooth star now.
Oh, yeah.
So,
it's very pretty and it's versatile. It can do anything.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
And I get to make half square triangles. And you know.
Do. Do you have a preferred method?
No.
Making your half squares? Like what efficiency if you were to do it?
With this, I used the little papers. The half square triangle papers.
Oh, triangles on a roll?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, triangles on a roll from
Triangles on, I think it's at Soema. Is that
Yes, it's Soema, yes.
They saved my life.
Oh, they're great. I love them. They're a great product.
They saved my life. I have every size and shape, or every size now.
Yeah, you do.
I do. And
I can attest to that.
I do. I mean, I can make them without, but with this, they absolutely saved the day.
Yeah.
So.
It's fun.
So
yeah, that's amazing. So what do you love most about our community? As far as what's one thing that you could say positive about quilters as a whole?
So I have to say, you invited me to join your guild.
Okay. Yeah.
The minute I joined, I noticed the generosity.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
The camaraderie, but the generosity. These ladies, I mean, and it doesn't matter if you've quilted for 1 day or 50 years.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't come from a line of quilters. My mom never quilted.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I felt accepted.
See, that's beautiful. That's the same. Yeah.
I've made some dear friendships.
Oh, I love that.
You know, I mean, Pam and Kathy and all the Barbs that we know.
I know. We know a lot of Barbs.
You know, Barb, our Minnesota friend Barb, and our friend Barbe.
Yes. Yes. Oh, and Barbe, she does most of our quilting for us. She's great.
And Lynn does our quilting.
Yes, Lynn Ray. Lynn Ray, she does a lot of my stuff too.
Yes. And you know, it's just, and I've felt accepted by so many people. And honestly, sometimes I would say I feel loved by some of the ladies too. Oh, and they're so sweet. And I could totally get with that. And you should feel that way too, because they adore you. You know?
I do. And I appreciate that. Yeah. We have a really great guild. Like the guild life is it's its own sect of quilting, and it just has a community. What I could say about quilters as a whole is we are very generous, and we do try to look out for each
Did
other.
we mention Kathy too? Because Kathy's like,
she's
our big sister.
She is. She definitely is. She's like my quilt. She's like a quilt mom
Yeah,
to all of us.
yeah.
And she does amazing work. She does a lot of my binding for me because I hate binding.
Yes.
But
So.
yeah, we definitely love everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years as far as quilting is concerned? Do you have like ambitions past pattern design?
Yes, I want to be like Susan.
Susan Brown?
Yes.
Okay.
Susan. Hi, Susan. She was my original idol.
Yes.
She really was. Yeah. You know, I like that she has her own tool, and she's just a mountain, and it's just an endless source of advice and knowledge.
She's amazing.
Yes.
I can also attest that I can
Yes.
contribute my career to her.
And not only is she a quilter, but she's a business owner.
Yes.
You know, and in 5 years where I would like to be and what I'm working on, I would, you know, starting out the Darling Starling. So I don't even know how to explain it. You know, I'm starting to design fabric,
which is awesome.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I've written 3 little books about animals that have touched my life. The first one of which being about Barty. But I've also designed some fabric around those little animals, and I would like to be that quilter that creates little kits for some family-friendly projects where I would like to be.
Idea.
I would like to be known as that lady. Let's see what Marie has, something that I could pick up off the shelf, bring home, and do with my daughter, like my mother did with me when I was younger.
What a way to honor your upbringing. That's beautiful.
Those are such nice memories for me. Like I'd come home from school, there'd be a pot of soup on the stove. It would be fall, and my mom would have a project, and we'd do something together, or we would do something like that on the weekends. And so I would like to be responsible for that. Like, oh, I got this new package in the mail from Marie. Let's see what we've got. Let's sit down. And, you know, that's important to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's a great idea because like me, you are a go-getter and you want your hands in a lot of different pots.
I do.
And you're able to juggle that.
I need more hands.
Yes. Yeah, I've been saying it for years. Humans are a bad design. I wish I had 4 arms and 4 hands so I could do multitasking much better.
Yes. Well, thank God for the foot pedal so I could use a foot.
Right?
You know?
Exactly. One of the things that I forgot to ask, and I probably should have did it earlier, is could you talk a little bit about your first career? Because I feel like quilting is fast. It's approaching you as this is your second act. I mean, in all intents and purposes.
It is.
So what do you do to fund that? Like, what is your, what is your career now?
Oh, like my real job?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, not your real job, but the thing that funds your life, that allows you to do this quilting.
Well, partly I mooch off my husband.
That's funny.
But I am a dog groomer.
Okay.
I own a dog grooming shop on the north side of Chicago, a little close to downtown, but more on the north side of Chicago.
Name?
And that's what I do. It's called Marie's Pet Grooming. And
address, if people want to bring their dogs, if you're looking to take on new clientele.
3235 North Kedzie in Chicago.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I do. I've owned the shop since 2011.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's me. I basically work by myself. I have a couple of helpers, and
nice.
That's it. And that's what I've been doing.
Yeah,
yes.
That's amazing.
Yes, and being able to control my own schedule means that I can book heavier on one day to go quilt on another.
See, that's awesome. That's what I want to be like that when I grow up. And what's great about that is that it is also something that is part of the creative world in its own way.
Yes,
I would say.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Do you remember when you first started coming to the shop and I
did.
I have bolts of fabric there and I cut bandanas. I use pinking shears and I make a triangle. Michael says, where I was cutting a bandana for one of the clients and Michael says, oh, you're not using a measuring tape to fit it properly?
Yeah. She's willy-nilly. She was just cutting away. And I'm like,
they don't care about proper fit, Mike. They just want to look spiffy.
Yes, that's exactly what you said to me. And I thought that was hilarious. Is there anybody else that in your personal circle that supports this part of your life creatively?
Oh, I think everybody in my family.
Okay.
Everybody in my family is happy. to
Nice.
see me on this journey. Well, you know, I have a cousin named Dwayne, and he has a wife named Angie.
Yeah.
I got Angie into quilting.
That's
and
so
I was
great.
talking to Dwayne.
We need more of us.
Yes, but we were texting. He goes, you know, I've lost her. He goes, she disappears in that office for 5 hours and I don't see her anymore.
The abyss of quilting. We all know it well.
He's like, thanks a lot. And she called me or texted me about a month or so after that. She goes, I've upgraded my machine.
Good for her. Well, welcome to the fold.
Welcome to the fold. Yes.
What has quilting taught you about yourself? That's a little personal, but
I have to allow myself some forgiveness for my mistakes.
okay.
I have to be more forgiving with myself.
I understand that.
And it's okay to be proud of myself too when I accomplish something.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of a hermit. You know that.
Yeah.
So this is a big thing for me to be speaking live to you and to everybody. And it's okay to promote yourself or be happy about the things that you do.
Yeah.
You know, don't hide them.
Oh yeah, totally.
I think that's one of my biggest things that this has taught me. You know, it's okay to share. It's okay to.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, and it's good. I what I can say about you, you don't covet a lot in this business. You personally,
take it. Go.
You like to share, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know,
if somebody took my quilt and came back and said, I redid your quilt and it was a completely different, I would be like, great, I'll do it too. You know?
That's
I
awesome.
love that. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's such a great point to make, because quilting was originally made for sharing and allowing people to spend time together and bounce ideas off of each other. And I feel like when we stick to that, our community grows and it allows us to be better quilters and, let's be honest, better people.
Right. I mean, look at how many times that we sit if we're in a group sewing, whether it's a personal group at somebody's home or we're at the UFO, how many life stories are shared? How many memories,
my gosh, yeah.
You know?
Talk about a big therapy session. Quilting definitely is a therapy session for a lot of us. You know, it allows you to let your guard down enough to allow somebody in to be like, you know what? I had a similar experience.
Yeah.
And it has shaped me to where I'm at now.
Well, how about the day I ran my finger through the sewing machine for the first time and everybody cheered.
She did.
Everybody cheered and said, welcome to the group, Marie. Welcome to the group.
Yes, you did. And you didn't bleed on your fabric.
Yes. And one of the ladies, our friend Yoon, she said, oh, and thank God you didn't ruin your fabric.
Yes, as a needle sticking out of her finger.
Yes.
Great day.
It was.
But it was your initiation. You made it.
Yeah,
You've all done it.
Yes. And, you know, so yeah, quite the welcome.
Do you have a favorite, like, what's your favorite color? Like, or even tone? Like,
blue.
what you would say
I
blue?
think blue.
Yeah, okay.
And you know what? I have to tell you, there's so many beautiful fabric designs, and I love designing fabric too. I love all the things that I come up with, all of the patterns, all the shapes, all the illustrations that I draw. But you know what? I love solids.
Yes, you do.
I love solids.
I can attest to that. She definitely loves her solids.
I have to tell you, 80%, no, more, 95%
when you're designing,
my patterns are solids. And you'll say all the time, what's going to happen if you ever have a fabric line and it comes out? And I say, well, I could use it as the backing. Yeah. Because I love those solids.
Yes, you do.
Gorgeous.
Yes, you do.
But I love pure color. I love pure, uninterrupted.
You do. But you're really good at pairing color. Too.
Yes.
Because you understand color.
Yeah.
And a lot of people struggle with that. And I think that's what makes quilt kits so popular, is because people want to take the guessing out of it.
The thinking is over.
You're
That's why
able
I
to do
like
that.
A pattern, because I don't have to worry about all of the measurements.
Yeah.
You know.
But I will tell you, she has shown me a sneak peek of your art and the things that you're working on fabric wise. And when I tell you, be on the lookout for her, because she's going to be a shooting star in this industry. She has a very unique voice, and she translates her love for art, I would say, into fabric beautifully. And I cannot wait until that time happens.
What's the word I used earlier? Madness?
Yes.
Because what you saw one of my things and you said,
Yes.
your words were, "Are you crazy?"
Yes, I did say that to her because it was so out of the box, but it worked.
And you know
it
where
really,
that
really
line
worked.
was inspired by a quilt.
Yeah, that's true. You did tell me that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Should we share the name of the quilt? Do you think?
Is it proprietary
No,
at this
it's my
point?
name.
Okay, well then you're fine. As long as it's not proprietary, you're good to go.
Yeah. So I named it, and it'll just give you a
sneak peek.
A sneak peek. But the name of the quilt was called Eyeball Martini.
Oh, when I tell you,
yes.
When this line comes out, because it's going to happen, you're on your precipice at this point.
So.
And when I tell you, to my people out there who love modern vintage, because that's the best way to describe it, this fabric line is going to make you go absolute bananas. It is beautiful.
I love it. It's so crazy.
It is, and it's gorgeous, and just anything you could think of, it's right there for you.
So yeah, I love anything vintage.
Yeah.
Anything vintage. So.
Okay. So do you, as far as inspiration is concerned, do you design organically, or do you kind of just have something already in mind and you run with it?
I have something in mind, and then when I sit down, it goes in a complete different direction.
I could see that. Yeah, they're back to
chaos. How many times have I told you? We are working on the what is it called? The quincentennial.
Quincentennial, yes.
So Michael and I are collaborating on a
for
block of the month to celebrate the
250
years.
It will be out. States.
It will be out at the end of our at the end of the month.
Yes.
The first block. It's called Threads of Liberty.
Beautiful quilt.
And
beautiful quilt.
I sat down to do something, and I designed a wedding quilt for my husband and I to commemorate our wedding.
She did. She did do that. And I will say this, for those of you out there who are Quilts of Valor, it is the perfect size.
To love this.
And it is, I made sure that when we were talking that she kept within her size restriction, because it is her design. I am helping her along. She did this all by herself, but I'm sponsoring it because it's beautiful, and I'm ready to get started with you all.
Sometimes we do things.
We do a lot together. We do. We collaborate a lot because
I will send you sketches of things, and he will flat out tell me, absolutely not.
Yeah. Or I'll ask you.
Or reel it back in.
Yeah. Or I'll tell you, I'll be like, I need to figure this out. So a lot of you know, because you've been following me for a long time, I am a very architectural designer because that's my background. I'm an architect by trade. So when I look at a block, I'm able to visually remove the color, and I look at everything linearly. And I can look at a block and say, okay, this is traditionally paper piece. But if I add a seam here and a seam here, it turns it to something that is traditionally pieced.
Right.
Where she could look at something and she already knows how to put it together without breaking it down. And I wish I had that. And I kind of wish I
had what you did. But how many times do you tell me, who do you think you are?
I do say that, like, where are you going with this? But I'll tell you, it works every time. You have an uncanny eye for that.
Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are?
Maybe we should call the Conversations That Inspired. Scratch that. Say, who do you think
you are? That's great.
Uh-huh.
All right. I think that's good. I think we got
it.
So I think maybe at this point, let's take some questions from the people on here. We already have it set up, so we're going to read off some questions, and I'm going to have Marie answer them. So let's see. If you have any questions, please.
Susan, you two inspire me. No, Susan.
Yes.
You inspire
us. For sure.
And we love you.
So please, if you have any questions, why don't we jump right in? Ask us some questions. We are an open book. She's here to answer any questions for you.
Joanne,
we still have a lot of time.
Joanne Mittelmeyer, looking forward. Hi, Joanne. We love you too.
Mwah.
Looking forward.
She's part of our group in our little pod for our guild.
So Natalie came to the guild to do a
before you were a member when you just started out. Yes, yeah.
To do like a class. And I walked in and you were up talking to Natalie and everything. And I came in and Joanne was sitting at the back and there was an empty seat. And I said, I don't know where I'm going to sit. She goes, well, I think Michael wants you up in front. I said, I don't want to sit up in front. She goes, good, come sit with me back here. And we became fast friends.
Yes, definitely.
Joanne's great.
Let's see here. Let's see if we have any people are going to be chiming in and asking questions.
I love the happiness that exudes here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Your background quilt is gorgeous. Thank you.
Yes,
I
Becky.
appreciate that.
Yeah, Becky does beautiful work.
Oh, does she? Okay.
Yes, definitely does beautiful work. Do you have any, do you want to talk about anything, things that are coming up while people are funneling in and asking questions? Do you want to kind of talk about things that you have in the works that you can talk about? I know that you could talk about what you did. You just can't share what you did. So
Right.
with the magazine,
Yeah. Well,
you can talk about it, but you can't show anything, which is that you've submitted.
So I have some, should I say what magazine? I mean, can we do that?
I would just leave it very neutral, but yeah,
so
definitely.
In the near future, I'm going to be
published
for one of my quilts, and
Yes.
that will be coming out. So everybody keep a lookout on that. And that was musically inspired.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you came over one day and you said, and those were your words. Who do you think you are?
So Susan was asking about this quilt. She wants to know the name and size and everything.
Oh, I have no idea how big this is. I don't remember how,
I would say it's definitely a full to a queen. It is square. So,
Square.
so can we let's take a minute to talk about this there is no fast and hard rule about quilt sizing, right? Because everywhere you look online, they tell you, hey, this is a queen, this is it. But then the next person comes along. So I would say that this is definitely a full queen.
I think it's a full.
Maybe about 70 by 70,
Maybe.
I would say.
Maybe.
And then
this is
talk about
the
it.
back, like they said, the back is.
Oh, it's beautiful,
But
everybody.
believe it or not, it was scraps from Walmart that I had as a project.
Yeah.
So,
It's beautiful.
adorable. And you know what I have to say? Quilting is expensive.
Yes, it is.
Let's be honest here. Because if I'm anything, I'm honest and I'm pretty down to earth with things.
For sure.
If you don't have a lot of money, don't let that stop you.
Yes. No. There's places to get affordable fabric.
There's places to get affordable fabric. Don't stop creating just because you think you hit.
Agreed.
Create.
Yes.
I believe it or not, I like all sorts of things. Use what you like.
Yes.
Do what you like. Make yourself happy.
For sure.
Because if you don't make yourself happy, then it's not going to come out in your work.
What's the name of this quilt?
It's called Petals and Lace.
Petals and Lace, and it's your design.
It's my design.
And I would say
I drew
fairly new.
Yeah, I drew the block one night.
Yeah.
So, and I sat and I put it together and it just came out.
So would you say that when you designed this quilt, was there a certain technique that you started with and it kind of evolved? Because we did talk a little bit about how your designs evolve.
I don't know. I don't know. Things just happen, Mike.
Yeah.
They just happen. And I wanted something that looked like a garden trellis.
Okay. That was a great inspiration.
Yeah,
and I could totally see that. Because it is a beautiful quilt, folks.
I wanted something delicate that looked like a garden trellis. Because at the time when I was looking at everything, a lot of the quilt patterns coming out they're gorgeous, but they're heavy. And heavy meaning bigger pieces of color, bigger chunks. I wanted something delicate. Yeah. Delicate that would look beautiful on a young girl's bed.
Yeah.
Or something delicate that you could give to somebody for their wedding shower.
For sure.
And something that could be remembered, something that looks heirloom.
Yeah, I can totally, and that's what this is.
Yeah.
And what I could say, just as an observation, is if I didn't know you, when I look at your quilt designs, it inspires a feeling. And I think that transpires because you do pull from what you know.
Well, what's nice too, and I had this thought is, these flowers, these could be made scrappy.
Oh yeah,
this
they can.
Could be done with charm packs.
Oh, it could be.
It could be done with fat quarters. I mean, you have your accent fabrics, which would
in your background,
for sure. Which come in yardage. But this would be gorgeous in different colors as like a bouquet of flowers.
Totally.
Somebody who has an outdoor themed wedding.
Oh, what a great idea. I could totally see this in as a wedding gift.
Yeah.
And you're saying that this is going to be available soon?
It's going to be available very soon. And I think it would translate nicely to anything. I even flipped it around and did it with a black background to make the colors pop. And that looked great too.
Susan. she said some of the prints look familiar. Was this from? She was wondering if it's part of
For the
that
scrap
basket
thing? No, it wasn't.
that she sent you.
Oh no, but listen. I have some of those scraps up here near me. Should I go grab them? No,
because here's the thing. You'll be able to see the quilt that she designed using this very shortly. It's being quilted as we speak.
Yes.
It's finished, and that's going to be one of the patterns that she wrote. And it was Susan
sent me a box of fabric.
Beautiful fabric.
But Susan, was it from the early 90s or it was like very recent vintage.
Yes.
And I had so much fun with that. Yeah, it was like I love a challenge.
Yes, and she does.
Love a challenge.
So
that was so cool.
Somebody also asked, they said, can you talk a little bit about this beautiful quilt?
This one here?
Yeah, they just asked.
This was a challenge quilt also. Michael hosted you explain it.
Okay, so for my guild last year, Northern Lake County Quilt Guild, I hosted the challenge quilt. So once a year we do a challenge quilt, and it was called the half yard handoff. So basically what you did is from your stash, you pulled 4 half yards of fabric and you brought it in. There was a box with numbers, or 2 boxes with numbers, and you pulled a number. So if you received 3, the next person pulled from the other box. Whoever your number matched, you swapped fabric and you needed to create a quilt based on that. And it could have been anything. It could have been a pattern you wrote or a pattern that somebody else had. It could have been a bag. It could have been anything you wanted. You just had to make that fabric the star of the show. Well, serendipitously, we pulled each other's numbers. So you all saw my connecting ribbons quilt.
Yes.
And I got her fabric. And this was the fabric that I pulled from my stash. And she designed this. And it's absolutely beautiful. This was actually one of the 2nd or 3rd quilts you ever made.
This is the 2nd quilt, isn't it? No, third. The first was Susan Brown's that we used her tool, the braiding tool.
Yes, correct.
The second one was on Natalie's Carpenter
Square, yes. But because you've made a lot since then. I mean, she's as fast as I am. I think you're averaging what? 2 quilts a month almost by the time you sew them together. Yeah. She's very quick. And you say you're a turtle, but you're not.
And this, well, no. And then I did my Sasquatch quilt.
You did.
And this was around the same time, and this was organic. This was put together in rando strips, and I just sewed it together with no mind.
They want to know if this pattern is going to be something that will be available.
We can make it available one day. I feel like, I'll post a picture of it. But I will warn you, it's not well put together. None of my seams match.
It doesn't matter.
It's so new.
Finished is better than perfect, as Jenny says.
Perfect, yes. And
it's a beautiful quilt, and it's got and
the name of the quilt is Palomino.
Yeah,
this is Palomino.
So when I was just in Florida, one of the ladies had just mentioned that I was talking about the quality of the fabric at Walmart. And I said, it's definitely there. I think it is. I mean, compared to like Joann. Yeah. And the bigger box stores, their fabric's beautiful. It's good quality. It doesn't fray.
This past couple of years though, practicing and doing the things like that I've been doing, I don't want to spend a lot of things. I'm still practice. And I still practice on scraps. And, even the quilt that I designed for you, I have to do the 2nd block for it. I'm still practicing.
Yes.
I want to make them perfect now.
I totally get that.
Yeah. So, use what you have. Use what you like.
All right. Let's see. Any more questions? Thanks, Jay, for saying that about our enthusiasm. We love what we do.
We do.
We truly do.
And we love each other. Michael and my husband are best friends.
We are.
We are. Michael's dad.
Yes. My father.
Yeah, our families.
We all kind of grew up together in the same neighborhood.
Our families grew up together. They know each other. And it's just kind of.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess we can take a few more questions as they come in.
I have to say, as happy as we are, sometimes you better watch out when we're coming by.
Yes, we're like the witches of Eastwick. Sometimes we just come blowing in like a storm.
Like the 3 witches, the Sanderson sisters.
Oh, the Sanderson sisters.
They come walking in.
Definitely.
Uh-huh.
We roll up with a lot of
And we cackle.
Yes,
And
we do.
Cackle in the corner.
We do. All right. Well, I think that's it.
That's it.
Hey, Lynn. Lynn is tuning in.
Hey,
our
Lynn.
long armor, our friend. We love her. So, I hope everybody enjoyed in the studio
This
today.
was fun. I was so nervous. I want to do
Yeah,
it again.
and I think that you did amazing for your first time. And I just want to say a big thank you to you because you are a big part of my.
Don't thank me for a thing.
Well,
It's
no,
me
I
that
have
should
to.
be thanking you.
Well, no, but here's the
Because
deal.
You sit with me. You
I do.
straighten out my stuff. You get
And
me
you do
all,
the same for me.
You know, you open up my computer. You make everything make sense. You know.
Oh.
So thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. I really, I appreciate you taking the time today to, help me further my career ahead, because that's exactly what this is.
I love you.
And I love you too. And I'm so proud to call you friend and family. And that's exactly what it is. And I feel like this was a great way to introduce you to the quilt world, because you have a voice, and it is only a matter of time.
Yes.
This year is going to be your year. Everything that you want is going to break out, because you are here and you are something that the quilt world needs. And I want to thank you so much for allowing me to interview you and bring you into my world for a little bit, and being the first person that makes it easier for me, because, we are so close, and being able to know that this segment's going to be popular, because I feel like it really is. And this was something that I've been toiling with for a long time. And I think there's so many voices out here that aren't as mainstream as everybody thinks. And they need to have a voice, and they need to be a part of something, because, I can honestly sit here and say, and I think you could attest to this, we know so many quilters who do so many amazing things, but they're just not part of the mainstream. And I feel like this segment is going to allow me to do that.
Yeah, because people are missing out.
Yes,
they really
definitely. And I think that there's a lot of quilt voices that need to be heard, and I think that this is a good way to do that. And I want to just thank everybody for tuning in today. I couldn't have done this without you, and I really appreciate it. So thank you so much. We're going to be signing off. Michael from Bryn Mawr Quilts and Marie,
Starling Quilt Company.
And we hope to see you soon. Happy quilting, everybody.
Have a great day.
Take care. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.